Hi, welcome back. This is Christine Richards of Zpryme, and we're going to take some time to talk with Yann. So Yann, tell us a little bit about you and your background.
Well, thank you. My name is Yann Kulp. I work for Schneider Electric. Schneider Electric is a global energy management company. We do about $30 billion a year across all continents. We do about a quarter of that in North America, about 25,000 people, so a really, really big footprint here. And we really solve energy problems for a host of customers like utilities, large commercial, industrial automation. We do building automation, and it all goes straight down to residential. So really solving energy problems, making energy more efficient for all our customers.
Okay, and what are some projects that you're working on right now, or ones that you can talk about?
Well, so my baby, the stuff I'm really interested in is residential energy management, and small commercial. So let's start with residential. We're launching in about 4 weeks a product called Wiser Air. Wiser Air is a phenomenal smart thermostat with a cloud that goes with it and the apps that go with it. So a really awesome homeowner experience in terms of energy management, about scheduling and controlling remotely your thermostat, great interface, some very cool features and IP on that, but all tied to the cloud. So a lot of the remote access is possible, a lot of learning algorithms. So instead of scheduling yourself, you can do that if you want, but if you don't, it really is a self-learning system. It really understands your everyday life. What are your set points? What is your ideal temperature when you want it? Interacts with weather services and pulls in a great self-designed, self-learning system. Very cool. And the other products we're working on are similar solutions for small commercial. So if you're a small business owner and you own 5 pizza parlors, or you're a franchisee, or you're a bank, you have maybe 5 or 6 or hundreds of small locations, regional offices, right? And a lot of those facilities are orphaned, right? There's a thermostat in there and you don't know what's happening, right? And in the case of food services, maybe you have a bunch of 16 or 17-year-olds that are actually in that, in your store, and they're completely out of control. It's 10 a.m. or midnight, and they want to get home or go to the party, and the fries might be on, the walk-in refrigerator might be on, maybe they didn't shut the door. There's a whole bunch of stuff that's happening there. And really, you want to know what's happening on an energy perspective, but also on a managerial perspective. So that's what we're doing. All that accessible from your iPhone.
So at this event, we've talked a lot about customer engagement and how do we get different customers involved. I mean, you brought up 2 great groups of residential and small commercial and industrial customers. I mean, what's the key to really getting them involved, because they haven't been that involved up to this point?
They haven't, and our perspective is twofold. Number one, incredibly easy to install, right? The hurdles to do something are high, right? There's cost, there's time, there's thinking about it, right? So the more packaged and standardized and simple the solution, the better, right? So in the case of a home, it's 1 thermostat, or maybe 2 if you have 2. For a commercial facility, it gets more complicated. You have different type of rooftop units, you have chillers, you have different types of building configuration. It gets a bit messier. So creating something that's very simple, number 1, and number 2 is creating a outstanding customer experience. They don't want to know, they're not engineers. They don't want to know, fan speed or, exact set points or sort of technical things that would probably be really exciting for an engineer. They want to know the basics. What is the temperature? When was it on? What's the schedule? How much electricity did I use today versus yesterday? Do I have some really big things I need to be alerted about? All those basics. So simplicity of installation and decision, and just a very good front end sort of data display, so that they can see what's happening and react to that.
Okay. And what should we be on the lookout? What are some trends that we're going to see in throughout 2015 and into 2016?
So I think we're going to see, at least this is what we're working on. I think we're going to see much better integration of demand response, so automatic load shedding or load shedding requests from a utility. It's currently still very messy, it's complicated, people don't understand what it is. So integrating demand response into those systems in a very easy way. There's an event, do you want to participate? Yes, no, click, done. Right? I mean, that's about it, right?
Yeah.
I think we're going to also have some really interesting learning systems. I talked about that. Currently some of the learning systems from our competitors or in the market are based on geolocation. If your smartphone is close to home or close to your office, then it's going to turn the air conditioning on or vice versa. That has limitations because if you have several people at home, not all of them, you have young kids, you have in-laws, and not everybody has a smartphone. That has limitations. Sensors have limitations, so you really have to pull in a lot more data to have a learning system that is truly representative. So I think demand response in an easy way, very, very good learning systems is the other.
Yeah, I think learning systems will be key.
We talked about that earlier. If homeowners or small business owners, anybody who's not an energy or a facility professional, if those populations have to go and do stuff themselves, they're not going to do it. I don't have time or interest in actively controlling my air conditioning. And if you are running a restaurant or you're an insurance agent, you don't want to do that either.
Yeah.
I mean, you're a bank, you're trying to take care of your customers. And so having that automation is incredibly important because that's the way you can, I call it cruise control, right? When you put your vehicle on cruise control, you're not actively managing that. You push a button, you say, I want to go at 65, and then you sit back, right?
Yeah.
And I think from an energy perspective, it's very similar. So this is what I want to do. Now you go and run it.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much for taking the time to chat with us.
It was a pleasure. It's a very exciting event. Thank you.